Aloha, I'm your host Chris Atronic and welcome to Board Stories. We've got events, we've got interviews, we got wipeouts, and we got barrels. So get ready for a dose of stoke. This time we check out the Volcom Pipe Pro, where the waves delivered and John stole the show. We also drop in on the Sunset Junior Pro, where an international field of junior talent tackled the widespread lineup. We sit down with Italian ripper Leonardo Fioravanti and check out his winter in Hawaii. The bodyboarders go off all along the North Shore. And our favorite tube and spill of the week are sure to get your heart rate going. So get ready, this is Board Stories. Board Stories TV is proudly presented by Cholos and OC16, exclusively on Oceanic Time Warner Cable. All right, let's start this show off right. It's time for the Tube of the Week. On this Tube of the Week, Maui ripper Olamana Eliogram island hopped to the North Shore and slid into the set of the day at backdoor. Waiting for the perfect wave, Ola stalled just enough to slot himself right in the belly of this backdoor bomb. Styling out for the camera, Ola stood tall as he cruised out of the tube. Sick one, Ola. If you want to see more barrels like that, head over to freesurfmagazine.com and get lost in the goodness. We're coming right back with more barrels from the Volcom Pipe Pro, so stick around.
Burrito, taco salad, black bean nachos, yum, fresh fish tacos, mojito, margarita.
Homestyle Mexican food and the best grinds in the islands. Cholos at the North Shore Marketplace. Live the dream!
Welcome back to Board Stories. The World Surfing League's first event of the year in Hawaii is the Volcom Pipe Pro. Showcased with professional sports flair, the contest is now rated as a QS 3000 with a healthy prize purse of $100,000. The early rounds included an unorthodox 8-man trials heat, where only one best wave is counted and only one surfer advances into the main event. Despite the many great rides that went down, it was the hard-charging Bruce Irons that found the highest-scoring backdoor ride to secure a spot in the first round. As the main event commenced, the local seeds took their turn at groomed pipeline, with various front-side and backside barrels in abundance. Swell subsided, the rides at backdoor became the main highlight as top seeds like John Florence put on a show. fresh age of 43 years old, Kelly Slater is no stranger to making heats at pipe and found a multitude of barrels on his run to the finals, including a perfect 10-point ride in his quarterfinal heat.
For me, it's a fun event. There's really nothing on the line. It's kind of in the backyard here, and I always say it's worth the price of entering the event just to get out there and surf a few heats with, even one heat if it's really good, and even if you lose the first heat, but you get some good waves yourself, totally worth it.
Joining Slater in the final was John Florence, Mason Ho, and Sebastian Seabass Zeitz.
I didn't know what to expect in the final, and John picked it right. He was the deepest. Beginning of the heat, there was no current, and it was really clean. The first wave that came, he got it. Mason got the one behind him, so they just totally had the edge on us. That really put me and Seabass into like a battle for third.
Slater had to settle for fourth place behind Seabass, while Mason and John fought for the top spot. Despite a good effort, Mason wasn't able to top pipe prodigy John Florence as he wowed the crowd, going for broke on his way to the win.
We're so stoked on winning this event. Anything out here at Pipe, especially having Kelly in the final and Seabass and those guys and Mason, and so that was pretty cool.
For $16,000, ladies and gentlemen, your first four-time champion of the Volcom Pipe Pro, Mr. John Florence!
Stay locked to Board Stories. The bodyboarders take over and fly high on the North Shore. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Board Stories. Now it's time to focus in on our bodyboarding brothers as they go hard on some of the heaviest North Shore waves. This Board Stories bodyboard segment is brought to you by Science Bodyboards. Up next, we're heading over to Sunset Beach for the Pro Junior event where the waves were going off. Keep it here on Board Stories.
Experience Hawaii's past in the present. Oahu's Waimea Valley calls you to reconnect. Waimea Valley is a rich and culturally significant vahipana, or storied place, that embraces a world-class botanical garden. Come visit our newly restored kauhale, an historical site believed to have been occupied by families of high rank centuries ago. Our kauhale at Waimea Valley is one of a kind, a special place to engage in Hawaiian culture. Reconnect at Oahu's Waimea Valley.
Located on the north shore of Oahu, in the sleepy town of Wailua, is the North Shore Soap Factory, a one-of-a-kind local business that produces quality goods the way they're meant to be made, locally. Come and see an actual working soap factory and watch how our soap is made step by step, right before your eyes. We take pride in our products and help support the community we are so privileged to be a part of. So come on down or order online. We are open 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Board Stories. Now a regular destination for aspiring junior surfers, the Sunset Pro Junior is a sanctioned WSL event offering up valuable ratings points and the Sunset Beach lineup as their center stage.
We are at Sunset Beach, the waves are firing, and I can't wait to get out there again. I love Sunset Beach. I've been coming here for the last 6 years. The conditions are looking good, and it's a bit west, but it's clean and it's pumping. Today's the day, so everybody gets a chance. Oh! Barrel. Neymar from Costa Rica, he's been ripping and he's gonna be hard to beat.
Being in Hawaii, it's really, it's not just like home, but it's pretty familiar. I mean, the water's warm, it rains every once in a while, it's sunny every day, so it's really nice. I feel really comfortable here, and I really like spending time here.
It's definitely a scary barrel pulling into Sunset because you never know what it's going to do because the wave's so big it can just shut down on you or clamp, or it could be like the barrel of your life or the worst wipeout of your life. You just never know what's going to happen.
I'm Takumi Nakamura. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Japan. Japan's wave so small. So sunset wave, oh yeah, so good. Today is pumping.
Today was like all time, all day. The previous years were kind of like fickle, but we scored this year, so I'm pretty stoked.
Surfing alongside the junior men, the girls' division was stacked with talent, with all the girls attacking the wide-open lineup with grace and power, going for broke and charging the solid surf. But only 4 would make it to the final to contend for the title. Coming on hot during the final was North Shore girl Honolulu Bloomfield, but fellow Hawaii surfer Dax McGill found the top-scoring waves to take the win.
By far, this is one of the favorite contests of the whole entire year, and to take it out is definitely such a big stepping stone in my confidence for the year because it's one of the first contests of the year, and this is like a dream. I can't even believe it.
The boys' final was up next, and they still had plenty of fuel left to burn. All the worthy finalists put in their cracks, with Aussie Soli Bailey putting down some fine cars to take an early lead. but none could outwit the young Hawaiian Seth Moniz, who pulled an audible strategy late in the heat with coach and caddy Reynos Hayes.
I was paddling back out, then Reynos is like, oh, I never told you this before, but try to get a barrel, like hunt for the barrel. Like, okay, like the wave came. Yeah, I was so stoked on that wave, and now I'm here.
Up next, Italian junior Leo Fioravanti gives us a piece of his mind and finds some great waves during his winter in Hawaii. Board Stories is coming right back.
This is how you get there. Find the ocean at surf and see. This is how you find the best gear. Everything for the ocean is here. Don't just sit around the beach. Adventure is in your reach. This is how you get there. Find the ocean at surf and see.
Welcome back to Board Stories. Here on the North Shore, we see a multitude of surfers from around the world, but it's safe to say that Leonardo Fioravanti is the only surfer from Italy. He's been coming to Hawaii for some time now, and we sat down with him to find out more about his background and his stay on the North Shore.
Ciao, mi chiamo Leonardo Fioravanti, ho 17 anni e sono italiano.
Italy is not known for surfing, but 17-year-old Leo Fioravanti is proving that geographic boundaries don't have to hold you back. Speaking 5 languages and spending much of his time on the road traveling, Leo has honed his skills to become one of the top surfers in his age bracket. But it's humble beginnings that have kept him grounded.
Surfing is not the main sport at all in Italy. Not many people surf. But where I went to the beach, there was a little surf school, and me and my brother kind of just started surfing, and I absolutely loved it. Every day at like 5 o'clock, we'd get a ferry that come by out the back, and it would make 2 waves. And it would be like 30 kids trying to catch these 2 waves, and that was like the time we waited all day long. We just waited all day for that wave.
Since those early days, Leo has competed all over the world, flying the Italian flag proudly, and has found a special love for the powerful waves of Hawaii.
The best thing about Hawaii during winter time is surfing pipeline and just being on the North Shore. There's so many good waves here. There's Sunset, there's Haleiwa, Pipe, Rocky Rides. It's all different waves, so that's why I like to spend a lot of time here. I usually spend pretty much the whole winter because there's such hard waves that the most time you spend there, the better you're gonna get at it. And I know that I'm gonna be coming here for the next at least 5-6 years just to do the primes, and hopefully if I qualify, do the Pipe Masters. But I love being here, and this year I got a couple good waves of pipe, and I was really stoked to get the good one of pipe that I've always wanted to get. I got my best wave the day they called the Pipe Masters off, and it just turned on, and it was one of the best days of this winter so far. I just pedaled out, and I'm like, this is it. There's not many people out, there's bombs. This is when I'm gonna get my best wave probably. And I went out and I was in the spot for one. I had like a chip in, but I saw it was doubling up, so I just put my head down and like kind of hopped a little step, and then I was just square, like top to bottom, and I'm just like holding onto my rail, like just keep going, and it just was so large, and I wanted to stand up, and I'm like, no, it's my best wave ever. I'm not gonna try and blow it or something. I just hold onto my rail all the way to the end, and then it like pinched, and then reopened, and I like held onto my rail. I'm like not letting go, no matter what happens. The most prestigious wave in the world. It's scary, it's perfect, it's hollow, it's pipeline. And to get a bomb out there, it's my best one of my life. Out of pipeline, you do not make every wave. it's not always the perfect pipeline wave. It's so crowded that when you get a chance, you're just gonna go for it no matter what wave it is. If it's a perfect one, and no matter if it's a closeout or whatever, you just pour into it. You're not gonna straighten out. I mean, just to get the vision of pipe. I like off the wall because it's kind of pretty much as good as backdoor, but not many people surf it. And I've had a couple sessions out there this winter where it was only like 5-6 guys out, and it was really good. So I've got a couple good ones there, and it's so much easier because if a good one comes, you know you're gonna be on it. Where backdoor pipeline, when the set comes, you don't know what's gonna happen. Until like the wave's about to break, you don't know if you're on it or not. So I like off the wall, and I surf there a lot. I feel like I have to improve a lot on my air game because aerials and new maneuvers are just becoming so big now in the surfing world. So you have to have everything in your surfing, and also I'm training a lot to start to build up a bit to gain a bit more power. But power surfing is going to be easier because you have the power.
But Leo has his eyes set on bigger goals, looking to take his act to the next level.
I'm gonna do most of the QSs and I'm gonna try and qualify. It can happen, I feel like, if I just stay focused. And I came really close last year by only doing half of the events, so maybe this year with full events I can do it, but I'm still young, you know. I mostly wanna travel to this year and try and enjoy it and catch the best waves I can. I'm gonna do a lot of trips. I'm going to Mentawais. I wanna go to Fiji. I wanna go to Chopu, and I just wanna get barreled.
While Leo had a standout season this winter, it all came to a screeching halt. Shortly after our interview, Leo took a nasty wipeout during the Volcom Pipe Pro. Hitting the reef hard, Leo was brought in and suffered 2 cracked vertebrae. Currently, Leo is working on rehabilitation and recovery, but we know he'll bounce back, and we wish him the best of luck heading into the rest of the year. Well, it's that time of the show where we say goodbye, but not before our spill of the week, of course. And remember, for more crazy wipeouts and great content, go to freesurfmagazine.com. Do yourself a favor. You'll be happy you did. That's it for me, your host, Chris Electronic. I'll find you in the water, and aloha. This spill of the week takes us to the island of Maui, where the infamous Jaws went off on a December swell. While there were definitely some great rides, Yuri Soledad had the wipeout of the day. Losing his balance on the drop and skipping out before a heaving Jaws lip detonated over him. It was a painful sight, but Yuri pulled through just fine.